Hey, hello and welcome to this video tutorial. I'm just going to go through some steps to show you what happens as you set up a document and work on it. Okay, so the first step is to go to your browser and enter photopea.com. Okay, like so. And you will have to register. I'm already registered, so it lets me in. But if you register, then log in, you'll be presented with this loading page, and you need to go to New Project, and your selection will open up. Instead of New Project, if you can call it Record Cover 1, and then your name, please. Okay. So record cover 1 and then your name. Here, instead of pixels, if we can pick inches and then change that to 12.35 and 12.35. So it's a square LP cover or record cover that we're looking to. And instead of 72, if you can put 300. Okay. 300 dpi. We're going to leave the background white and we're going to press create. Okay, there are loads of different tabs under here that you can choose from, but for our particular case 12.35 and 12.35. Okay, for our particular case we want 12.35 squared at 300 pixels per inch. Press create and there we have it. Okay, right, the next step is to go to unsplash.com, so that's unsplash, all one word, .com, and you will be presented with this landing page. You can come here to the top and put musician, press enter, and you will be presented with a range of images of musicians. Okay, so you can work your way through this, find one that works for you, and let's have a look. Well, I'm going to go for that one. So download, medium. If you press it, it will tell you, it will ask you where you want to put it. So if you put it on the desktop and you create a new folder, call it Unsplash Images or whatever you want, and then you can dump it in there. Okay. Okay. If you do that, if you go up here and get rid of that, you can then choose another one, get rid of that, and okay, let's have a look. Yeah, you could choose that one, etc. Okay, so choose, I'd say 3 or 4 primary subjects, okay, for the subject on your cover. That one would be quite a good one. Download them, put them in the folder, okay. And the next step is to then put in texture, like so, texture, enter that, and we end up with a set of textures. Again, find 3 or 4 that you think might work and download the medium. Okay, so you end up with 3 or 4 primary subjects and 3 or 4 textures. Okay, once you've done that and they're in your folder, you can go to your folder, select one, drag it into Photopea, and it will load. Okay, so at the very beginning what we want to do is make sure that the image is the right size. So we can do any number of things, but this is what I'm going to choose to create. Okay, so we've got a little bit of space above for the text, something like so, should be fine. Okay, so we've loaded a picture. You notice that the picture's got a little square in the right hand corner, okay, the bottom right hand corner. That means that basically you can't work on it because as far as Photopea is concerned, it sees it as a smart object. So I'm going to go to rasterize, which just turns it into an image basically that you can work on. So at the moment we've got a picture of a black guitarist, woman, and we're going to go now and select a texture that we can run alongside it. So we're going to go for, let's have a look, try this one. Okay, we're going to go for a crackle texture. Okay, with the texture you can afford to get it to cover the record, and then if you press shift you can distort it laterally and make it fit the cover. Okay. Press enter. Okay, so again it's got the little corner is there's a square in the little bottom right hand corner, so we need to go up to layer, then rasterize, and that gets rid of it. Okay, at this point I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna just get rid of that top layer. When you put in the texture in, just make sure that it's above your primary image. So your primary image is here, and make sure that the layer above it is the texture. Okay, and then I'm going to go and select object selection, and I'm going to draw image analysis. The cross should be fully within your subject, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put select subject. Okay, I've selected the subject, and yeah, it's selected the subject. Okay, so you go to the third menu, the third tool down, you press until the submenu appears, you go to object selection, yeah, the third option. Then it's going to scan the image for you. Then you draw a cross and make sure that you keep the little shape inside the subject, and then you press select subject and it should do it. Okay, at this point we've got the subject selected, and we need to be working on the texture layer. So having the subject selected, select the texture layer and then press Command and X. Okay, and it should cut out exactly the shape of the object. Okay, then you can press Command and D to deselect. Okay, then we can go up here to the submenu, and we can press different settings. So that's dissolve, that's darken, multiply, color burn, linear burn. Yeah, linear burn looks all right. Okay, so far we've got that. Then we're going to go and find another texture, and let's have a look. I'm going to go for that one. And again, I'm going to enlarge it. until it hits the bottom. Then I'm going to press Shift, and I'm going to distort it laterally, and then I'm going to try a different, whoops, sorry, we need to okay, there's the little square in the corner there, so we need to go to Layer and Rasterize, and then we can select our different options. So there's Darken, which gives you that one, Multiply, Color Burn. Color Burn looks quite well actually. Linear Burn's a bit too much. Darker, Lighten, seems to burn it out a bit. Let's try Overlay section. Overlay is quite good. Soft Light, Hard Light, Vivid, Linear Burn, Pin Light, Hard Mix. Okay, so I think I'm going to go up to this section here, which is Darken, and let's have a look. Darken, Multiply, Color Burn. I think I'm going to go for Color Burn. Okay, so again, we want to cut out the shape of the figure from the texture. Okay, so to do that, we're just going to knock that one off. We're going to knock that one off. We're going to knock that one off. And then we're going to go in here, the magic wand, and we're going to press inside the empty space that's already been cut out. Okay. Oops. Deselect. We're going to make sure we're on the right layer. So we're on this layer here. Okay. So again, we've got some idea of the figure. We can then get rid of this. Select the texture layer that you just added, and then press Command and X. Okay, and you should feasibly. Okay. Then what you can do is put the figure back on, take the opacity down, so you can still see the figure, and then you can add to that selection. So let's have a look. If we go to the polygonal lasso, which is second tool, 1, 2, 3, fourth choice. Second tool, fourth choice. No, third tool. No, second tool, sorry. Fourth choice. Okay. And I'm going to put it on add. So that's the second option up there. And I'm just going to add that little bit in the middle, which it forgot about. And yeah, that should work reasonably well. Okay, so I'm going to go back here, get rid of that, Command and X. I'm going to add to that this bit here. Command and X. Okay. We're going to add that. We're going to add that. And then we're going to bring the opacity back up. We're going to Command and D to deselect. Okay, Command and D to deselect. And we've got our record cover. Okay, I'm just going to tweak with the primary image. So I'm going to select the primary image or layer 1. And I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. Okay, so Image, Adjustment, then Levels. Okay, these are the levels. I'm going to bring up the highlights. And then I'm going to decide on a balance. Okay, something like that looks good. Image, adjustment, hue, saturation, and let's have a look. Doesn't really make much difference, does it? Let's have a look. That's better. Okay. I'm going to change the lightness a bit there. Okay, so at this point you're ready to put some typing on it. So go to the type tool, press once, like so. Go up to the size and perhaps bring it up and then type something. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I've put lethargy. If you double click the T, it will select the type, and then you can make it even bigger than it is. If you've dragged it up to the top and it's still not big enough, just highlight the size, and if it says 150, you can put 200 or 250 or whatever it is, and oops, 2500 is not what I want. Okay, so we've got lethargy. I'm going to now, oops, Z. If you make a mistake, if you press Command and Z, Command being you've got one either side of your spacebar, yeah? It's got a little symbol on it and it's got CMD. So if you press Command and Z, it will go back to the original state. Okay, well, Command and Z again. Right, if we unpick auto select and we've got lethargy selected, wherever I press, it's going to move that. Okay, so I'm going to put it up in the top corner, the same distance from the side as from the top, something like so. And that's it. That's your record cover done. So what you would do when you're finished is go up to the top, go to File, which is the first menu item, and select Save as PSD, and then select your folder. I've already done one, so I'm going to call this one Record Cover 3, and then I'm going to download it. Okay, so having completed your first record cover, you can try another one or you can try a poster. To do a poster, similar sort of thing, File, New. Instead of going for the 12 by 12, you can go to these little sub-menus here. Okay, select the Print tab, and then you've got a selection of templates of the right size. So pick whatever you want, but perhaps A4 might be a good idea, or A3. A4 you'll be able to print it out basically. That's fine. It's at 300 dpi, which is good. Instead of record cover, we'll call it poster, and you can then press create. So I've chosen A4, 300 dpi, poster 1, create. Okay, and then you're going to go through the same process. You're going to go and download the primary image. You're going to go and download some textures and create a music poster. Okay. If you want to use some of your own images, if you've got them, by all means do. Okay, so you can bring in one of your own images, or let's have a look. There. Okay. You would again make the subject dominant. In this case, we might actually want the subject to be quite small. All right, so let's get rid of that one. Let's have a look. There, let's bring that one. The problem with a music poster is that you have to have some space to put the relevant information in. So you have to have a reasonable amount of negative space. So I'm going to do something like so. In which case we could have the tour dates running down here and perhaps something at the top. Okay, so again, we've got a little square on the right hand side, so you have to go up to layer and rasterize first, and then you can carry on. Okay, I think this is the end of the video tutorial. Have a go, enjoy yourself, and let's see if you can create a few record covers and a few posters. Okay, goodbye.